You know the physical sensation. Your throat tightens, your breathing gets shallow, and your eyes start to burn. In a public setting, most of us do everything in our power to stop it, as society tends to frame crying as a failure of emotional regulation. But through the lens of biology, this presents a contradiction. Natural selection typically eliminates traits that make a species physically weak or exposed. While many animals utilize vocal distress calls when separated or in pain, humans are the only species on the planet known to shed emotional tears. Consider the physical toll of a crying episode. It blurs your vision, drains your metabolic energy, and broadcasts your distress to everyone in the immediate vicinity. If a physiological response is this physically impairing, natural selection should have discarded it long ago. Because it was preserved exclusively in humans, we have to look for a massive survival advantage hidden beneath the surface.
Human tears fall into 3 types. Basal tears moisturize the cornea, reflex tears flush out dust, and emotional tears respond to feelings. Biochemist William Frey found this third category contains significantly higher concentrations of cortisol, prolactin, and ACTH. This makes crying a literal excretory process. Just as exhaling removes carbon dioxide or sweating removes excess heat, crying physically flushes out stress chemistry. As those stress hormones leave the body, the hypothalamus triggers a secondary reaction. It releases a wave of oxytocin and endorphins. These natural painkillers act as the body's tranquilizers. They force the nervous system to shift from the sympathetic fight or flight mode into the parasympathetic rest and recovery mode, lowering your heart rate and evening out your breathing. The sensation of feeling lighter after a good cry reflects this biological reset. Your body has successfully dumped a chemical load to restore your nervous system to balance. If the goal is to excrete hormones, the face is an odd drainage site. Charles Darwin struggled with this, eventually concluding that emotional weeping was a purposeless, incidental result of eye muscle contractions. The true function starts in infancy. Because human babies are born uniquely helpless, they rely on loud, acoustic vocal crying to attract the attention of caregivers and survive. But as humans grow older, loud vocal crying becomes a liability. Emitting a high-decibel distress call across long distances can attract predators or trigger aggressive responses. Evolution solved this by pivoting to visual emotional tears. This created a silent appeasement signal designed for close proximity communication within a group. The physical impairments of crying, like blurred vision, actually serve a strategic purpose. They offer undeniable physical proof to an aggressor that we are incapacitated and not a threat. Tears evolved as the biological equivalent of a white flag. They allow humans to safely command an automatic, empathetic helping response from their in-group without broadcasting their vulnerability to the rest of the world. Early human tribes relied on this empathy reflex, utilizing shared crying to coordinate emotional states and strengthen social bonds during moments of collective crisis. Today, we see the value of this mechanism in modern clinical psychology. Individuals navigating severe trauma or substance use disorders often describe a state of emotional numbing, where they physically cannot produce a tear. In a clinical setting, the sudden return of tears is celebrated as a critical milestone. It indicates that the brain's emotional regulatory system is coming back online, and the patient is reconnecting with themselves. Actively suppressing the urge to cry carries real physiological dangers. Trapping stress hormones inside the body contributes to elevated blood pressure, severe tension headaches, and even stomach ulcers. This anti-stress valve has spent thousands of years evolving to protect your nervous system by flushing out toxins and neutralizing aggression. Trusting the urge to cry allows your body to complete its survival cycle.